for Stephen Miller, every issue always links back to immigrations. There are certain categories of immigrants that are legal, but Stephen views as illegitimate. Stephen Miller views like, a temporary protected status or something like that. They would view them all generally as people who shouldn't be in this country.
The student visa kind of, I think, almost factors into that description too, because one thing that we've heard a lot from Trump's aides is as this crackdown has gone on, they've said, look, a student visa is a privilege. It is a privilege that can be revoked.
Which is true, obviously.
Yes,
Like obviously true.
right.
Definitely.
No one's suggesting what they're doing is illegal, is it? On the student visa stuff? I suppose there's a free speech component to it,
Yeah, I mean,
but
some of this is going to be tested in federal courts is whether or not you can broadly say that you can take away somebody's green card because the Secretary of State says so.
Yes, it's true that you can revoke a student visa, that you can rescind a green card if you're charged for a crime,
Yeah.
a violent crime. But what we're seeing here are also college students that have participated in protests, pro-Palestine, anti-Israel protests. In some cases, and we lack evidence for a lot of these cases because the administration hasn't presented it or provided it. It does seem to be a free speech issue here. They're citing, again, another obscure statute that basically says that these folks engaged in activity that undermined U.S. foreign policy. Therefore, we will rescind your student visa, rescind your green card. That seems very broad to me. Activity that undermines foreign policy. They've argued anti-Semitism thus far, but are your sources telling you how much further they could take the use of that statute?
I haven't heard that yet, but I think you're right that that statute could be used broadly. And I think it's important to think about this, that the way they're talking about these people is in the frame of threats,
Hmm.
terror threats. These are people who are terrorist sympathizers, who are potentially, liable to do damage to our country. When it comes to this provision being used, we've never really seen this be used on a repeated basis like we've seen the last few
This is
months.
completely new.